Good morning, everybody. This is Deb, and welcome to Reborns of Harmony Hollow. And I'm going to do some painting for you today. Last I talked to you, we were just getting ready to start some mottling. And I was showing you how one of those babies that I had that was rolling up the yellow paint, I think I saved, but in fact, I didn't. And I had to strip him. And I realized after stripping him with the stuff that was underneath that was coming up, that primer was the thing giving me all the grief. So I scrutinized the rest of these babies, and I don't think I'm going to have any trouble with the other ones, but I stripped him. I'm putting him to the side for a minute, and I'm just going to focus on these three rather than wasting a lot of time going back and forth. I'm missing an arm. Where's your little arm? I mean, this is like a leg. Here it is. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Here's your leg. Okay. Is this your leg? Is that you? I guess that's you. Okay then, here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and focus on these three babies that I have going on, and then I'll go back and finish him up, and we should still be in the same timeline. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna go ahead and get the blushing started on the faces of these three and get started with that. So they all have their first coat of pink mottling on it. I'm going to go ahead and get the blush set up. And I'm using the Reborn FX Air Dry blush paint. And getting started with this. I'm going to use one little dollop here. A little tiny bit, just a dot or so. Because since I'm just doing the face, and I'm going to use just a tiny bit of water. Because I don't want it dripping when I'm putting it on. I want it a little thicker so I could blend it a little better. But I don't want it so thick that it takes forever to dry. So when I apply the blush, usually, I'm going to say usually because I'm having a little trouble. So we'll start on this little guy here. I'm just going to go ahead and do a couple little taps like this. I'm going to get my sponge and blend it up. I'm just going to dab it very slowly because I'm just kind of paranoid now that that is going to roll up. I'll do the same on this side as well. When I blush, I don't like putting lines on because skin tones are just not like that. They have highs and lows. So when I do little dots, that tends to work better for me than not. I do a couple little dots of blush right over the top of his brow. And under his chin again, where I had the creasing. His cheeks. His brow. Do a little bit on the back of his head. Just where the crease line in the neck would be. There's not actually a crease there, but sometimes that part shows when you put clothes on, and I'd rather have it pink than cream. I'm gonna go over the inside of his ears just a little bit more. Yeah. Get a dry brush. And just pounce that in a little bit. My friend Penny, who just recently got a new baby, was saying she was having a hard time seeing the colors and stuff, so I hope this new lighting helps a little bit more. That dry brush. I'm going to put a little bit in his nose. Tiny, tiny, tiny brush. And on the side of his nostrils. Very light. And I do it almost like a dry brush right across the top of his little mouth here. And a little bit on his little cleft of his chin. And I'm going to get a little tiny little bit of blush like this with my little brush. I'm just going to go over his eyes, eyelid just a little bit. He will have rooted lashes. I'm going to go over his mouth just a little bit more. Very cute. Okay, little you. I'm hoping I don't have to strip this baby. She has the same markings that the other ones do, but if I do, I guess I do. I can't worry about it. I just have to simply do it the best way I can and hope this paint works with me. I'm gonna make a triangle. This baby's skin's darker. Let's see if this goes in. Nice. So far so good. Keep your fingers crossed. Got a little dimple right there. That turned out okay. I'm pleased with that. Okay, let's do the other side. And that's that chalky goddamn white crap that came up underneath. And that, it will be what causes me to strip this baby if I have to. If I can't get this to look like skin. Let's see what I can do with this. I don't know if it's gonna work. No, I don't know that this is gonna work because for some reason on this side it didn't. I don't know. Let's see if I can fix you, little cutie patootie. Yeah, let's see. So see how nice and blended this side is? See the streaks coming up in this one? We'll see, because sometimes the reds and the pinks have the abilities to take all this under garbage off. I don't know that it will. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little blushing up here. Let's see what it does. This side's good. I don't know. I may have to wash this baby down. So just a little idea of what a person goes through when they're making these dolls. Now, I don't know that everybody has the same problem that I do. Probably not. They are probably, they probably have a better studio setup than I do, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. And the nice thing about what I do is I have a ton of places I donate to. So if I get a doll after putting the time and trouble into putting them together that I don't like the way it turned out, I donate it. And they're thrilled with it. So I don't look at anything as a total loss. Oh, her ears turned out pretty. So if it's not good enough for me to sell because of this, the way that paint set, I don't like that paint, I will never use it again, then I simply just I simply just donate it, and I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with it, actually, because I don't necessarily want to donate a doll that I can. So I'd rather try to make a little money. I don't make too much, just enough to keep me in painting. Which is all I really need to do. I don't know. She may actually come together with her, with whatever varnish I use on her. Dogs are barking at me. Hold, please. I'm back. So, I hope she can, I hope I don't have to redo her. Let's get some blush on this cute little baby. Let's see. Here you go, little cutie pie. He'll have more blush on him, but that's good for his first layer. Go over his ears a little bit. Okay, and you can dry and set for a little while. There, cutie pie. One of those days, kids. This baby is going to get his first layer of skin right now. I am not putting any. I'm not putting any primer on him at all. None, 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 and none. Because I gotta get him up to snuff here. And I don't want to have to destroy him again. So what I used was a Flesh 06. Has a little bit more beige tones in it. See how that turns out on him. At this point in time, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with him, actually. I was very disappointed to see that, as you could well imagine. Especially when you keep trying to put them back together again. But, you know, you just never know. Well, some people do. I guess I consider myself a semi-professional. I've been doing it for 4 years. And I'm selling them now, so I'm good enough to talk, but not good enough to charge, you know, $1,000 for a paint job. I feel fine charging $2. Someday, maybe, maybe not. You never know. You never know. I may get bored with this and go on to something else. I doubt it because I really love it. I really love it. And my dogs are barking yet again. So there are a couple little spots that I couldn't get the yellow out, but it's not going to be so much that this is going to worry. And this will not roll up because there's no excuse me, glue in it. So all the primers have some kind of a glue, like a Mod Podge base to it, which is what helps it stick. But I must say, to me, it's getting to seem not worth it to put a primer coat on if the vinyl's in good shape, because it's better not to worry about having to strip it midstream. That's a real pain in the neck, I must say. So I will end up giving this baby probably 2 coats of skin of this, just so I could get to going on them. This happened to one of the first sculpts I ever did. His name, well, I called him Chrissy. I don't know what his real name was. I don't know. I just don't even remember, but I called him Chrissy. I stripped him 3 times. And now looking back, I'm just wondering all those times, because I put primer on every time, if there was just something with his vinyl and that primer that just didn't set right. Because I'd get just about done. This is actually going to be a really pretty skin tone on this baby to get started with. And he ended up absolutely beautiful. He was just a beautiful baby. I don't know. Maybe he was supposed to be redone 10 times or so. I used to tell my grandkids that he was in the hospital. He was in the hospital again. I said, "Are you done with that baby?" I said, "No, he's in the hospital again." Okay. There's his skin tone. You see how nice that already is going on? You could already see a little bit from here to this. It's not blotchy. It's nice and even and clean and pretty. I'm gonna let him sit and dry. I'm just kind of curious. Oh God, do I want to even try it? No, don't touch it. Leave it alone. So his arms and his legs are done. They held the mottling okay. They held the creasing okay. And what I'll probably end up doing with this baby is when I go to put his sealer on, I'll probably put a little bit of this Flesh 6 in his sealer if I find that his head is not close enough to his legs. I don't know what I'm going to do with this baby. God, I almost wonder. And the same with that one. There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little tiny bit of blue, I think. I'll go ahead and do a little bit of blue mottling. Sorry, I'm sick. And I will do it right here. Gonna get a little tiny bit of I'm gonna use, I don't know if I'm gonna use that or not, I don't know. I'm gonna use a little bit of this one. This is a primary cyan, just one little dot. One little dot of this. Water, just a little bit. That's all. Maybe a little more. A little more. That's good. Okay. Get my blue sponge. Here it is. I'll do you first, only because I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll repluck that. So that's all you do to pluck. You just get it and you just rip it apart with your tweezers. The reason I'm doing that is because it was hard. So it wasn't getting any paint at all. So I just took it off a little bit. All right, you come here. Let's try you again. That's better. Good thing this baby's gonna have hair. That's you, cutie pie. Just a little bit of this blue right over his eyelid. I think this is going to end up being the best baby of the bunch, this little guy right here. You just never know which one's it's going to get, you know? You never know. It's kind of shiny. Well, you'll see when he's matte, when he's all dry. I put a little blue inside of his ear. Dry brush. So it's got a little actual purple in there now. I'll show you the difference. You might be able to see it here. Let's see. Can you see the purple in there a little bit? In this one. And that one's just kind of a straight pink. So I'm going to put a little blue in here, just a little. See the purple in there now? This one has a little purple in there. Okay. I think you can see it. Then a very dry brush. Make sure there's no puddling. There isn't, but it's the last place you want it to puddle. So just very lightly, just kind of pounce it in so it blends. Get a little tiny bit of this pink and put it right on the bottom of his ear. So a little, once again, it's kind of like a dry brush almost. You just kind of very lightly go up the back of the ear with that blush that's half dried out. And just lightly go around the bottom. See how you got a little now little definition under the bottom of the ear. Here. I'll do it to this other side now. And then up the back on the side top. You want this brush dry. All right, you sit there. And you, I'm gonna get a little blue on you too. See what I can do. Okay, get this dry brush and go around the bottom. Just nice, like this. A little bit of yellow is fine because these babies are brand new, so they usually have a little jaundice in there somewhere. Just don't want too much. Hi, cutie pie. Hi, oh, honey. Alrighty. You look good here. Dry brush. Very dry, very, very dry. looks like a Shar-Pei, doesn't he? Oh, he's got so much character in his nose and his eyes. Oh, he's a pretty little guy. And I love his blotching on his face, on his little nose. You got on your eye there, buddy. Hold on. It's like probably one of my fingerprints, actually. I think that's all it was one of my little fingerprints there. Make sure nothing's there. Oh, that's better. There you go. There you go. You look so tired, darling. I think that baby might just be about done. Actually, I don't know that I want any more color on him. He's got plenty on his face and his head. Okay. Okay, that baby, I'm just going to finish up his legs, and I think he might be ready to go ahead and paint. So I'm going to do his legs and feet. And now I'm going to put the highlights on this. I'm going to do all the blushing on his arms, the recreasing on his hands, his fingertips and his toenails. And I think I'm going to go ahead and draw some hair on him, or paint some hair on him. I don't know yet which one I'm going to do, but this baby is just about ready to rock and roll. So let's see, he's got a little, yeah, he just needs a little bit more red and he'll be good. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this for a while. You're probably tired of watching me, and I will come back later and show you how we have progressed. Our focus now is on this little guy right here. He's going to be the first one I finish, I think, and I think this little guy will be second. My little one that I'm not sure yet. This one's going to get another coat of skin right now because it's dried, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.